Hello, my wonderful students, and welcome back to the Best English Podcast. I'm Sophia, and I'm so happy to be here with you today. Wherever you are in the world, listening to my voice, let's take a slow, calm breath together. Feel that quiet moment? Because today, we're not just talking about learning English. We're talking about finding a part of you that wants to speak, a voice that wants to share. This isn't just a lesson. It's a special trip into understanding how you, yes, you, can speak English easily, smoothly, and with a confidence that might truly surprise you. So, get comfortable, maybe get a warm cup of tea or coffee, and let's start a talk that I truly believe will change your life. Not just how you speak English. For a long time, speaking English has seemed like a big secret, hasn't it? People have said it's a hard puzzle, a strict set of rules, or a skill only for those who are naturally good at languages. Maybe you've spent many years in school, trying to remember lists of words, reading many grammar books, and still, when it's time to just speak, your mind goes completely blank. Your tongue feels heavy, like it's stuck, and that usual uncomfortable feeling of worry tightens in your stomach. You understand well when you read English. You follow along when you listen to an English song or the news. But when it's your turn to open your mouth and talk, you just stop. It's like having a beautiful song in your heart, but not being able to sing it out loud. I know this feeling, really very well. I've been there myself, trying hard to learn new languages. I clearly remember feeling upset when I wanted to share a thought, a joke, or a feeling. But the right words just wouldn't come out, or they came out all mixed up. I remember feeling sad when I was in a group where everyone was talking so fast, their words blurring together, and I felt like I was always behind, just nodding my head, but understanding only small parts of what they said. It makes you feel alone, doesn't it? It makes you doubt yourself. Makes you wonder if you're just not made for it. But today, I want to tell you, with all my heart, that you don't have to feel this way anymore. You don't have to feel stuck. Because I am going to share with you the simplest, most natural, and most helpful way to learn English. A way that uses how we naturally learn language. The very same way you learned your first language. From this moment, I want you to decide. Let go of every bad thought, every idea that holds you back, every fear that has ever made English feel too big to handle. Forget about those difficult grammar rules that made your head spin. Forget about the strong pressure to be absolutely perfect from the very first word you say. And most importantly, let go of fear. Why do I talk so much about fear? Because, my dear friends, after many years of watching many people learn languages, after my own experiences, I've learned that the biggest problem, the strongest wall stopping you from speaking English well, is not that you don't know enough words or enough grammar, but simply fear. It's the common fear of making a mistake, the fear of sounding silly or not smart, the fear of not being understood, or even worse, the fear of being judged by others. But let's stop for a moment, right here, and ask ourselves a very important question. How did you learn your first language? Did your parents give you a thick book and carefully explain verbs when you were a baby? Did you spend hours remembering long lists of words before you said your first mama or dada? Of course not. You learned by listening closely to the sounds around you, by copying those sounds, by trying out words, by making many cute and often funny mistakes, and by using the language every single day, without worrying about being perfect. This, in its purest, most natural way, is exactly how you are going to learn English. You don't just need to study English, you need to live English. English should not be a task you check off your list for just an hour a day and then completely forget about for the rest of your day. It should become a natural, easy part of your life, as normal and important as breathing, as needed as eating, as comforting as sleeping. You should hear it, think in it, and speak it every single day. Now I can almost hear your thoughts. A little voice inside your head saying, "Sophia, that sounds wonderful, but how do I actually do that? How do I make English feel so natural and part of my life?" Don't worry, my friend. That's exactly why I'm here. I am going to explain every detail, every simple step, every helpful thought. This isn't just about giving you a few tips. It's about guiding you on a journey where English will stop being a hard subject and will become an easy, natural, and even fun part of who you are. So, are you ready to start this amazing adventure together? Let's begin. The very first, and perhaps the most important, step on this whole journey is to completely change how you think about English. This is more than just thinking happy thoughts. It's about actively changing what your brain believes about English. If, deep down, you believe that English is hard or "I am not good at languages," your brain will for sure secretly fight against learning it. It's like telling your body, "This mountain is too high, I can't climb it." And suddenly, your legs feel heavy. You can't breathe well, and every step feels like a huge effort. But if you start believing, truly, completely believing, that English is easy, that you can do it, that you are perfectly able, your brain will literally open up. It will be ready, eager, and you will learn much, much faster. This is not magic. It's how your brain works. Let's think about a common example. A child learning to ride a bicycle. Imagine a child who, after falling once, maybe scraping a knee, immediately says, "This is too hard. I'll never learn to ride. I'm just not good at this." What happens then? They stop trying. Their brain thinks bicycle equals hard and painful. And they avoid it, maybe for years, or even forever. But what about the child who falls, scrapes a knee, cries for a moment, shakes it off, and then with a strong look in their eyes says, "I can do this." They get back on, wobble, fall again, but they keep trying. Each fall is not a failure. It's a very important lesson in keeping balance. A moment to change how they steer, a chance to learn how to push off better. And finally, they are not just riding, but flying, feeling the wind, laughing, without even thinking about how to balance. This is exactly how learning English works. Mistakes are not problems. They are very helpful steps. They are important messages that tell your brain exactly what to change, what to grow, what to focus on next. If you are not making mistakes, it means you are not trying new things. You are not truly learning. I want you to try something with me right now, wherever you are. If you're in a quiet place, I want you to say these words out loud. If you're in a public place, say them in your mind, but with strong feeling. Even if a small part of you doesn't completely believe them yet, just say them. Feel the power of these words, the meaning behind them. English is easy. I can speak English. I am learning and getting better every single day. Let's say it again with even more power. English is easy. I can speak English. I am learning and getting better every single day. These words are not just sounds. They are strong statements, direct commands to your mind. The more you say them, the more you repeat them, the more your brain will start to believe them and to act on them. You are literally teaching your own mind. From this moment, I want you to promise yourself to stop saying, completely stop saying, things like, "My English is bad," "I cannot speak English," or "I'm just not good at languages." These words are like heavy weights, holding you back. Instead, change them with strong, positive statements like, "I am learning and getting better every day," or "My English is improving every time I practice," or even, "I am making progress, one word at a time." This small, seemingly unimportant change in how you talk to yourself will create a huge positive chain reaction, a strong push that moves you forward. It tells your brain, "We are doing well, keep going. We are able, we are growing, this is exciting." This basic change in how you think is the strong base, the solid ground on which all your other learning will be built. Let me tell you a story about a student I once had named Raj. Raj was a very smart man in many ways. A very successful engineer who was good at solving hard problems. But with English, he was completely stuck. He would come to me, his shoulders down, and say, "Sophia, I've tried everything. I've taken so many classes. My brain just can't handle English. It's too complex, too confusing." This was his deep, strong belief. We started our work together, not with grammar or words, but simply by changing his mindset. Every morning, before he even looked at an English book or listened to a single English word, he had to say those strong statements I just shared with you. He had to close his eyes and imagine himself speaking English freely, with confidence, even if it felt like a dream. It felt strange for him at first, he said, almost silly, like he was talking to himself for no reason. But he kept his promise. And after just 2 weeks, he came to me, a little surprised with a small smile on his face. "Sophia," he said, "I don't know why, but I feel less worried when I think about English now. It's still a bit hard, yes, but it doesn't feel impossible anymore. I actually feel hopeful." That was the big moment. Once his brain stopped fighting, once that inner wall started to break down, it began to open up to new possibilities. He started to see mistakes not as personal failures, but as helpful signs, telling him exactly what he needed to learn next. This big change from "I can't" to "I'm learning" was the most important step in his amazing journey to speaking English well. Your mindset is your most powerful tool. Now that you have a strong, positive way of thinking, the next very important step is to bring English into your daily life. Many people wrongly believe that you can only speak English well if you move to a country where English is spoken. While living there certainly helps a lot, it is absolutely not required to speak English well. You can and you will create a lively, good English environment wherever you are, right in your own home, in your own city, within your daily routine. Think of it like building your own personal English bubble, a comfortable space where the language is all around you. Let's start with your phone and computer, places where most of us spend a lot of time every day. The simplest but very effective thing you can do is to change the language of your phone, computer, and all your apps that you use often to English. Think about it. Every single time you pick up your phone, you will be using English words. You will go through menus in English, read messages in English, and without even trying hard, your brain will start to feel comfortable with the language. This is not about studying. It's about being around English all the time, making English feel normal, a natural part of your everyday life. You already know where the settings button is or how to open your Messages app. Now, you will simply see the English words for those things. This builds a quiet comfort, a secret confidence that is very powerful. You will learn words like download, upload, privacy settings, notifications, feed, profile, share, like, comment, just by using your devices as you usually do. It's learning without effort. Next, and this is a truly big step for speaking English well. You should start thinking in English. This might seem hard at first, especially if your first language is very different from English. Right now, your brain probably first thinks in your native language, then carefully changes that thought into English before you speak. This mental work is very slow and not good. It's like trying to run a race while carrying a heavy bag. It makes every step hard and tiring. Instead, we want to teach your brain to skip that changing step completely. We want it to think directly in English, just like someone who speaks English from birth. How do you start thinking in English? Begin small, with simple, everyday thoughts. Don't try to make long, difficult sentences right away. For example, when you wake up in the morning, instead of thinking, "I need to brush my teeth," in your native language, try thinking, "I will brush my teeth now. My teeth feel a bit fuzzy." As you make your breakfast, tell yourself mentally what you are doing. "I am making coffee. It smells wonderful, so rich and warm. I am hungry for some toast." When you go outside, look around and describe things in English in your mind. The weather is nice today. It's a bit cloudy, but the sun is trying to come out. I see a red car driving by and a tall building with many windows. At first, this will feel strange, maybe even a little silly, like you're talking to yourself inside your head. But the more you do it, the more natural and automatic it will become. Soon, English thoughts will start to flow easily, like a gentle river, instead of a forced, choppy translation. This inner talk is your private English practice place, a mental gym where you can use your English brain without any pressure from others. Another very helpful, and often forgotten, way to be around English and greatly improve your speaking is by talking to yourself. Yes, you heard me right. Talk to yourself in English every day. This doesn't mean you need to stand in the middle of a busy street shouting English phrases, of course. This is your private, safe practice. Stand in front of the mirror and have a short, simple talk with yourself. For example, you might say, "Hello, Sophia. How are you today?" "I am good. Thank you. I have a lot of work to do today, but I am feeling great and ready for the challenges ahead." Describe what you're doing as you do it. "I am putting on my shoes. These shoes are comfortable. I am going to the kitchen to get some water. I feel thirsty." Or, if you're thinking about things, "I wonder what I should do this evening. Maybe I'll read a book, or perhaps watch a movie. I need to relax." This might feel strange or even a bit funny at first, like you're talking to an imaginary friend. But trust me, it is one of the best ways to improve your speaking skills. When you talk to yourself, you are practicing without any fear of making mistakes, without anyone judging how you say words or your grammar. It's a safe place to try out new words, try different ways to make sentences, and even practice different ways of speaking. And the more you practice, the more confident and fluent you will become. It helps your mouth and tongue remember how to move, making speaking feel more natural and less hard. A simple but very powerful way to be around English without trying too hard is labeling everything in your house. Take small pieces of paper and write the English names of things around you. Stick them on your door, your table, your fridge, your mirror, your chair, your TV, your book, your coffee cup, your remote. Every time you see these labels, make sure to read the words out loud. For example, if you have a book, point to it and say, "This is a book. The book is on the table. It has a blue cover." If you have a cup, say, "This is a cup. I drink tea from this cup. It is my favorite cup." By doing this often, you will teach your brain to know English words automatically, connecting the word directly to the object without needing to change it into your first language. It's like making a living, breathing English dictionary all around you, always helping you remember words without it feeling like a boring task. My student, Lena, once told me she even labeled her cat "cat" and would say, "This is my cat. My cat is sleeping." It sounds simple, but these small, regular actions build a strong base. Now, let's talk about a common wrong idea that often stops people from learning languages and keeps them from speaking. The belief that you must know perfect grammar before you can even try to speak. This is a big mistake, a trap that keeps many smart learners quiet and upset. If you think too much about remembering grammar rules, you will always be correcting yourself, carefully thinking about every sentence in your head before you say anything. And in the end, you will be afraid to open your mouth because you are scared of making a mistake. Instead, I want you to use a more natural, easy way, one that is like how we truly learn language. Learn to speak first and make it better later. Think again about how children learn their first language. They don't sit down with grammar books and draw diagrams of sentences. They listen to their parents. They repeat words and phrases. They make cute, often grammatically wrong, sentences like, "I goed to the park." And slowly, by hearing it all the time, copying, and getting gentle help from their parents, their grammar gets better naturally. This is exactly how you should learn English. Instead of trying to remember hard grammar rules by themselves, focus on learning and using simple, common sentences and phrases in real situations. For example, instead of studying the present continuous tense as a rule, just learn and use sentences like, "I am eating an apple right now." "She is going to the market this afternoon," or "They are playing football in the park." If you often repeat and use these sentences in different situations, the grammar underneath will become easy and natural. Your brain will start to see the patterns and use them correctly without you having to remember a specific rule from a book. The main point here is to listen more and copy. Listen closely to how people who speak English from birth talk, and then repeat after them. When you hear a new sentence, don't just understand it, say it out loud. Copy the sound, the rhythm, the way the voice goes up and down, the pauses. This makes the language feel natural, like music, which makes your English flow well. Now, let's talk about how you say words. This often makes learners worried. Many worry about having a perfect way of speaking, sounding exactly like someone from London or New York. Let me tell, your main goal is not to get rid of your accent completely, but to make your words clear enough for people to understand you easily and comfortably. A clear, easy-to-understand way of speaking is much, much more important than a native way of speaking. Your own way of speaking is part of who you are, but being clear is key for talking to people. Here's how to greatly improve how you say words and how clear you sound. Listen and copy carefully. This is the fastest and most natural way to get better. It's called shadowing. Choose a simple video, an audio recording, or even a short sentence from this podcast. Listen carefully to how the speaker says it. Pay attention to every single sound, every small stop, every time the voice goes up and down. Then, as fast as you can, repeat it exactly the same way, trying to shadow the speaker. For example, listen to this sentence. I want to go to the park now. Don't just read it. Listen to how I say it, paying attention to the small ways words connect, the slight stress on park, and the voice going down at the end of the sentence. Then copy it exactly. Repeat it many, many times. If you do this every day, how you say words will naturally get better, almost without you even knowing it. Pay special attention to the music of the language, how the voice goes up and down. English uses this music to show meaning, feeling, and to tell the difference between questions and statements. Practice saying questions with your voice going up at the end. For example, are you coming? With your voice going up, and statements with your voice going down. For example, I am coming. With your voice going down. This makes your speech sound much more natural, full of feeling and interesting. Speak slowly and clearly. Say every sound well. Many learners, wanting to sound good quickly, try to speak too fast. But speaking too fast, especially when you're still learning, can make your words unclear and messy. It's like trying to run before you can walk properly. Instead, focus on speaking slowly and clearly. Take your time. Don't rush. If you say every word properly, if you say each sound clearly, people will understand you better, and you will feel more in control of what you are saying. Speed will come naturally with regular practice and confidence. Think of it as building a strong, steady base before you try to run fast. Record your voice and compare. This is a very powerful, but often not used enough, way to find out what specific problems you have with how you say words. Choose a sentence, say it, and record your voice using your phone or a simple recording app. Then, listen to how you sound. Now, listen to someone who speaks English from birth say the exact same sentence. Compare your recording with theirs. You will quickly notice where you need to get better, maybe a certain vowel sound, like the small difference between ship and sheep, a tricky consonant, like the th sound in think or this, or where you put stress on a certain part of a word or a whole word. For example, record yourself saying, "The weather is lovely today, isn't it?" Then listen to how I say it. Do you hear a difference in the th sound, or how "isn't it" flows together almost like one word? Helping yourself get better by recording is very effective because it makes you aware of your own sounds, letting you make exact changes. You become your own best teacher. Even if you say words well, many people still feel shy and worried to speak. So, how can you become truly confident? Building strong speaking confidence. Stop thinking about mistakes. They are your best teachers. This is perhaps the most freeing idea you can have on your journey to speaking English well. Mistakes are not bad. They are a very important, very valuable part of learning. Every single person who has ever learned a new language, including people who speak English from birth, makes mistakes. Welcome them as chances to learn, as steps to get better. My friend Maria, who moved to Canada, used to be very scared of saying the wrong thing. She told me about one time she wanted to say, "I'm feeling a bit under the weather," meaning she felt a little sick. But because she was nervous, she accidentally said, "I'm feeling a bit under the table." Everyone in the talk started laughing, including her, and she quickly realized her mistake. Instead of feeling very embarrassed, she laughed with them, and then she fixed herself. "Oh, I mean under the weather, like I'm not feeling well, not like I'm hiding under the table." It was a short moment of feeling strange, but it quickly became a funny story that she often tells, and I promise you, she never forgot the saying, "under the weather" again. The very important point is, she spoke. And that's what truly matters. The world will not end. People will not judge you badly. In fact, most people will be happy about your effort and bravery. Speak English every single day. Practice makes progress, not perfect. Confidence does not just appear. It grows by practicing regularly and on purpose. If you only study English but never speak, you will never feel truly confident. Here's a simple, very important rule. Every day, speak English for at least 15 minutes. This can be talking to yourself, talking to a friend, talking to a mirror, or even recording short voice messages for yourself. Just speak. The more you use your speaking muscles, the more natural and comfortable it will feel. Think of it like getting physically strong. You can't get strong by just reading about exercise. You have to actually do the exercises. Use the 3-second rule, stop waiting and speak. When you want to say something, don't wait too long. Don't let your brain think too much and stop you with doubts. Give yourself a strict 3-second time limit and then speak, even if it's not perfect. For example, your friend asks, "What did you do yesterday?" Instead of thinking for too long, trying to make the perfect, correct sentence, just say something right away, even if it's simple. "I went to the park," or "I watched a movie," or "I had a great day." The goal is to stop the habit of waiting. If you wait too long, you will feel more nervous, and the words will be harder to find. Just speak naturally, even if it's not perfect, and keep the talk going. This teaches your brain to focus on talking, not on being perfect. Practice real talks. The best way to get confident. The very best way to get strong confidence is by regularly practicing real conversations. This is where all your listening, thinking, and talking to yourself come together in a lively, back-and-forth way. Look for chances to talk to others, whether it's someone learning English with you, a friend who also wants to practice, a patient shopkeeper, or even a helpful person on the phone for customer service. Every real talk, no matter how short or imperfect, builds your speaking muscles, makes you less worried, and shows you that you can talk well in English. Using English in your daily life. Real talks, real steps forward. Now that you understand how to have a positive mindset, be around English all the time, and work on how you say words and feel confident, let's put it all together by actively using English in your daily life. Many people find it hard to speak because they don't know what to say or how to say it in real situations. They feel like they need a script. But let me tell you something truly powerful. You already have the ability to speak English. You just need to start using it and apply it to your everyday world. The English you've learned isn't just for books. It's for living. Think about your daily routine. It's full of things you do every day and people you talk to. You wake up, brush your teeth, make tea or coffee, talk to your family, go outside, buy something, meet friends, go to work or school, and at night, you relax and sleep. Every single one of these actions, every single time you talk to someone, can become a chance to use English. If you regularly practice using English for your daily life, speaking will become easy, natural, and as automatic as your first language. It will feel less like a foreign language and more like a natural part of your thoughts. So, let's see how to use English in these simple everyday talks. Your morning routine. Your own English story. The moment you wake up, don't just get out of bed. Start speaking in English. This is your own English story about your life, a continuous telling of your actions and thoughts. As soon as you open your eyes, you can say, either out loud or in your mind. Good morning. I feel fresh today. I slept well. The sun is shining brightly. Let me get up and brush my teeth. When you go to the bathroom, tell yourself what you are doing. I am brushing my teeth now. I am washing my face. The water feels cool. Let me take a shower. I need to wake up completely. As you make your breakfast, describe the process. I am making tea. This tea smells so good. A wonderful smell filling the kitchen. I am eating toast with butter and jam. It's delicious. Even if you are completely alone, say these things out loud. The more you say your thoughts and actions in English, the more comfortable and fluent you will feel. It builds a very important connection between your thoughts and your spoken words, making it easier to speak. Real talks with family, the breakfast table. Chat now. Let's imagine a real talk. A simple exchange at the breakfast table with your family. This is how a natural, everyday talk can happen. Imagine you are talking to your mother. Good morning, Mom. Did you sleep well? Good morning, dear. Yes, I slept quite well. Thank you. How about you? I slept well too, feeling good. What are you making for breakfast today? It smells wonderful. I am making eggs and toast, your favorite. Do you want some tea or coffee with that? Yes, please. Tea would be perfect. I love tea in the morning. It really helps me start the day. Okay, your tea is ready now. Be careful, it's hot. Thank you, Mom. It smells really nice. Just what I needed. Oh, you're welcome. Eat well. You have a busy day ahead. Yes, I do. Thanks again. This is a simple, natural talk that you can practice every day. You don't need hard words or difficult grammar. Just keep it simple, real, and natural. The goal is to say the words, to have a real exchange, and to build that easy flow of conversation. You can change this for any family member, any daily routine, any simple topic. Going outside, shopping at the market, moving around in English. When you go outside, the world immediately becomes your English classroom, full of chances to learn by doing. There are many opportunities to use English. For example, if you're going to the market, you can mentally tell yourself about your trip. I need to buy some fresh vegetables for dinner tonight. Let me check my shopping list to make sure I don't forget anything important. I will take a bus to the market. It's faster than walking. The weather is a bit cool today. I should have worn a warmer jacket. When you go into the shop, you can have a useful, practical talk like this. Excuse me, do you have fresh tomatoes today? The ones from last week were very good. Yes, we just got new ones this morning. Here they are, very red and ready. They look great. How much is 1 kilo? What? It's $2 per kilo, a very good price for this quality. Okay, I will take 2 kilos, please. And can you pick the firmest ones? Yar. Of course. Anything else you need today? We have fresh herbs. Yes, I also need some onions, about half a kilo, and maybe a small bunch of green leaves. Here you go. That will be $5.50 in total for everything. Here's the money. Thank you very much. Thank you. Have a nice day. Come back soon. Mwah. You too. Bye. This is a real, useful talk that happens in daily life. By practicing situations like this, you will never feel afraid to speak in real places. You'll see that even with basic words and simple sentences, you can clearly say what you need and do everyday things. Meeting friends. Casual hangouts. Connecting in English. Meeting friends is a wonderful, low-pressure chance for informal English practice. Here's how a casual chat can go, maybe when you meet up for a quick talk. Hey, Sarah! How are you doing today? It's good to see you. Hi, I'm good. Thanks. A bit tired, but good. How about you? You look well. I'm great, actually. Feeling quite full of energy. What are you doing? Are you busy? Nothing much, just resting after work. I was thinking of going for a walk. Do you want to come with me? Yes, that sounds absolutely great. A walk would be perfect. I need some fresh air. Wonderful. Let's go then. If you go to a cafe with your friend, you can practice ordering and making small talk. Let's order something. I want a drink. What do you want to have? I want coffee, a latte, I think. What about you, Sophia? I will have a cool lemonade. It's a bit warm today, so something cold would be nice. Okay, let's call the person who serves. Excuse me. Hello, what would you like to order today? One latte and one lemonade, please. All right, anything else for you? Maybe a cake? No, that's all for now, thank you. Your order will be ready soon. Enjoy your talk. Oh, thanks. These are simple talks, but they are the basic parts of speaking English well. The more you practice them, the more natural and automatic they become, letting you focus on the talk itself rather than the words. Evening, relaxation, and reflection. Ending the day in English evenings are a perfect quiet chance for thinking in English. This is a time to think about your day and make your learning stronger. If you are with your family, you can have a talk about your day. Wow, today was a really long day. I feel quite tired now. Oh, really? What did you do today that made it so long? Well, I went to the market this morning, and then I met my friend Sarah for a walk. After that, I had a lot of work to finish. Mars? Oh, that sounds like a busy day. What did you buy at the market? I bought some fresh vegetables and fruits. The tomatoes were especially good today. Oh, good. Now, let's have dinner. I cooked your favorite food. Yes, I am very hungry. That's wonderful news. Thank you. Before sleeping, take a few quiet moments to talk to yourself in English, thinking about your day or planning for tomorrow. This inner talk helps make your learning strong and helps your progress. You might say, "Today was a good day. I spoke English at the market and with Sarah. I listened to an English podcast. I am proud of myself for practicing. Tomorrow I will wake up early and practice my morning English routine again. Now it's time to sleep. Good night, brain." This daily thinking helps you understand your day and your thoughts through English, making the language feel more like a part of your personal life. The secret key. Listen, repeat, and the amazing power of stories. Now, let me tell you one of the most powerful secrets to speaking English well, a method that brings all these practices together and makes you learn much faster. Active listening and repetition, mixed with the magic of storytelling. When you hear a new sentence, don't just listen quietly. Get involved. Repeat it. Say it out loud. Copy how the words sound, the tone of voice, the rhythm, how the voice goes up and down, even the small pauses. This is not just about remembering words. It's about making your mouth and tongue remember how to move, teaching them to make English sounds and rhythms naturally. For example, if you hear me say, "I am going to the market," you should say, "I am going to the market." Repeat it exactly. Do this every day, regularly, and how you say words and how confident you feel will get much, much better. This active repeating, often called shadowing, is especially powerful when used with storytelling. People naturally love stories. We learn from stories, we remember things better through stories, and we connect with others through shared experiences. So, let's use this natural human ability to make your English learning super strong. The power of your own stories. Once you feel comfortable with simple sentences and daily talks, start telling stories about your own life in English. Begin with simple stories about your day, your week, or even important past events. For example, a very basic daily story might be, "Yesterday, I woke up early. I had a big breakfast. Then I went to work. My work was busy. In the evening, I watched a movie with my family. It was a good movie. Then I slept." As you get more comfortable, more sure of yourself, and you know more words, challenge yourself to add more details, more feelings, more descriptions, making your stories richer and more interesting. Let's make that simple story bigger. Yesterday was quite an interesting and busy day for me. I woke up a little earlier than usual, around 6:30 a.m., because I wanted to enjoy a peaceful and calm breakfast. I made myself some tasty scrambled eggs and 2 pieces of crispy toast, and the smell of fresh coffee filled the whole kitchen. It smelled absolutely wonderful. After breakfast, I quickly got ready and went to work. It was a bit busy and challenging because we had an important project due soon, but I managed to finish all my tasks well and felt very happy about it. In the evening, my family and I decided to relax together by watching a funny movie that we had wanted to see. It was truly funny, and we laughed a lot, which was a perfect way to relax. After that, I felt completely ready for a good night's sleep, feeling happy and calm. Notice how the second story is much richer, more interesting, and uses more descriptive words, connecting ideas smoothly. This is your goal. Practice telling these stories to yourself, to a patient friend, to someone you are learning English with, or even record them on your phone and listen back. This makes you actively find words, build sentences right away, and keep the story flowing all in English. It's a great exercise for speaking without planning. Getting involved with stories you hear. When you listen to podcasts like this one, or watch English movies, TV shows, or videos, don't just listen quietly. Get actively involved with the stories you find. Summarize. After listening to a small part of a podcast or watching a scene from a movie, try to tell in your own words in English what happened. Focus on the main people, the place, and the key events. For example, if you watch a news report, try to explain the main topic and what happened to a friend or to yourself. Retell. Pick a short story, a small event, or even a funny thing you heard, and try to tell it again from memory in English. Don't worry about getting every single detail perfect. Focus on telling the main points and making it easy to understand. This is a great way to practice putting events in order and using words that connect sentences. Predict. Pause a story, a movie, or a video at an exciting moment and try to guess what will happen next, explaining why you think so in English. For example, I think the person will go to the police because they look scared. Or, I guess the weather will change because the clouds are very dark. This makes you use your thinking skills in English. Discuss. If you have someone you learn English with or a friend, talk about the stories you've heard or watched. Share your ideas, ask questions, and think about different points of view, all in English. This active way of working with stories makes your understanding better, makes you know more words in context, and greatly improves your ability to tell complex ideas and stories in English. It makes learning lively and easy to remember. To truly show you how powerful and helpful these methods are, I want to share a more personal story with you. This isn't just about a student I taught. It's about my own journey, about how I, Sophia, got over my own problems with language and finally found my voice, a voice strong enough to host this very podcast and share these lessons with you. When I was younger, learning a new language felt like a huge, almost impossible task. I remember being in a language class, sitting there, and the teacher would ask us to speak, and my heart would beat so fast, I thought everyone could hear it. I'd have all the right words in my head, all the grammar rules I'd studied, but they felt completely stuck behind a thick, invisible wall of fear. My mind would race, trying hard to change words from my first language, trying to get the grammar absolutely perfect, trying to guess if I would make a mistake, and then, always, the moment would pass, and I'd say nothing at all. I felt so incredibly upset, so not good enough, like I was failing myself. I thought, I'm just not a language person. Some people are, but I'm not. Does that sound familiar to you? Have you ever felt that way? My first real big step, the moment everything started to change, came when I realized that my biggest enemy wasn't the language itself, but my own deep, bad beliefs about it. I was always telling myself, this is too hard for me, or I'll never sound natural, or my accent is too strong. One day, a wise teacher of mine, who was amazing and spoke many languages beautifully, looked at me with such understanding and said, Sophia, your brain listens to everything you tell it. If you always tell it something is impossible, it will make it impossible. It will create blocks. But if you start telling it, this is a challenge I can do, I am able to learn this. Every day, I'm getting better. Then your brain will start working with you, not against you. It felt completely silly at first, I must say, standing in front of my bathroom mirror, quietly saying these good words to myself. I felt like I was acting in a strange play, but I promised myself to do it. Every single morning, for just 5 minutes, I would look myself in the eye and tell myself, I am a confident speaker. I am learning and growing. English is becoming easier for me every day. I welcome my mistakes as lessons. Slowly, almost without me noticing, something big changed inside me. The tight feeling in my stomach when thinking about speaking English began to loosen. The fear didn't disappear overnight, no, but it became smaller, less scary, easier to handle. My brain started to see English not as a frightening monster, but as an exciting puzzle, an interesting challenge to explore. This change from fighting to being open was the first and most important step. Living in a country where English was not spoken, I knew that if I truly wanted to speak well, I had to create my own English environment. The first practical thing I did was to change the language of my phone and laptop to English. Oh, the first confusion! I remember accidentally setting my alarm for night instead of morning because I read a setting wrong, which made me start very late one morning. But quickly, my brain got used to it. I learned many new words and phrases like notifications, downloads, settings, privacy, feed, profile, share, like, comment, simply by using my devices as I normally would. It was learning without trying hard, a constant, gentle way to be around English. Then came the inner talk. I started telling myself about my day in my head all the time. I am walking to the bus stop. The sun is warm today, a lovely day for a walk. I see a bluebird singing in that tree. It felt like I was always talking to an unseen friend, a quiet companion. And then, the mirror talks. I'd stand there, sometimes giggling at myself, sometimes feeling a bit strange, but I practiced simple conversations. How was your day, Sophia? It was good, thank you. A little busy, but I got a lot done. I learned something new today. This was my safe place to try things, to make mistakes, to try out new words and ways of speaking without any pressure or judgment. I even started putting labels on things in my apartment: table, chair, lamp, window, book, coffee cup, remote control. Every time I saw them, I'd say the English word out loud. My home truly became my own English lab, a place where the language was always there. How I said words was a big problem for me. I wanted to sound natural, to be clearly understood, but I was so worried about my accent. I started using the recording method very often. I'd pick a sentence from a podcast I liked, say it, record it, and then carefully compare my recording to the original. I remember having a lot of trouble with the R sound, which is said very differently in my first language. I'd listen to people who spoke English from birth, then record myself saying words like river, run, red, really. At first, it sounded clumsy and not natural, but by listening again and again and making small changes to how my tongue and mouth moved, I slowly taught my muscles to make the right sounds. I learned that it wasn't about having a perfect native-like accent, but about being clear. People didn't need me to sound exactly like them. They just needed to understand me easily. The biggest change, though, was in accepting mistakes. I used to be very afraid of them, seeing them as proof that I wasn't good enough. But then I started seeing them as very valuable chances to learn. One time I will always remember, I was trying to tell a friend that I was exhausted after a very long and tiring day. But because I was nervous, I accidentally said, "I'm exercised." My friend, bless her kind heart, started laughing loudly, and I quickly realized my mistake. Instead of feeling very embarrassed, I laughed with her. "Oh, I mean exhausted," I corrected, not like a ghost being taken out of me. It was a short moment of feeling awkward, but it quickly became a funny story that she often tells, and I can promise you, I never forgot the word exhausted again. That moment taught me a very important lesson. Mistakes are often the easiest to remember teachers, and often they lead to deeper, more lasting learning. They are not failures, they are steps forward. My first real-life English talk outside of a classroom was at a small, cozy coffee shop. I really wanted to order a latte. My heart was beating so fast, I thought it might jump out of my chest. I practiced the words in my head many times. "Can I have a latte, please?" When it was finally my turn, I mumbled it, my voice barely a whisper, but the kind person serving understood. That small, simple success felt like climbing a huge mountain. From there, I started taking small, brave steps. Asking for directions from strangers, having short, friendly talks with shopkeepers, joining online groups where I could practice English with other learners. Every talk, no matter how short or not perfect, built my confidence little by little. The more I spoke, the more natural it felt. The difficult step of changing words in my head started to disappear, like fog clearing away. I found myself thinking directly in English, making sentences right away without trying hard. This growing ability to speak well, this amazing power to express myself freely and truly, finally led me to this podcast. I wanted to share my journey, my practical ways, and my strong belief that anyone, anywhere, with regular effort and the right way of thinking, can learn to speak English well. I started small, recording short parts for myself, then sharing them with a few trusted friends for their thoughts, and now, here we are, talking through this very podcast. It's a powerful proof that regular effort, a positive and open mind, and a willingness to accept not being perfect can lead to truly amazing and unexpected things. My wonderful students, Lena's story, and my own personal journey are strong examples of what is absolutely possible for each and every one of you. You now have a full understanding of how to change your mind, how to be around English all the time, how to say words better, and how to build confidence to speak English well, with confidence, and naturally. But the journey to speaking English well is not a fast race. It's a long journey. It continues, and sometimes you might hit what we call a plateau, a time when you feel like you're not getting better, when progress seems to stop, when you might even feel sad. This is completely normal, and in fact, it's often a good sign that your brain is putting information together, learning new things, and getting ready for a big jump to the next level. Here's how to keep your motivation strong, get through those hard parts easily, and keep getting better steadily. Do it regularly, not just sometimes. The strong power of daily habits. Remember the child learning to walk or ride a bike? It's doing it every day, regularly, that builds how your muscles remember and how well you speak, not just doing a lot sometimes. Even 15 to 30 minutes of focused English practice every single day is much, much better than trying to do 3 hours just once a week. Make English a must-do daily habit, as basic and automatic as drinking water or eating food. It could be listening to this podcast on your way to work, telling yourself about your morning out loud, having a short mirror talk, or simply thinking in English while you do chores. The main point is to show up for English regularly every single day. This steady presence builds forward movement. Celebrate every small win. Your own fuel for wanting to do more. Just like Lena celebrated her successful market talk and I celebrated my first successful coffee order, you must notice and celebrate your own progress, no matter how small or unimportant it might seem. Did you understand a new phrase in a song? Did you manage to ask for directions without stopping? Did you think a complete sentence in English without changing it from your first language? Did you use a new word correctly in a sentence? Did you understand a joke in English? These are all wins. Take a moment to write them down in a small notebook, share them with a friend who supports you, or simply tell yourself with a quiet feeling of pride. Positive feelings are the strongest fuel for wanting to do more. It tells your brain, "Good job! This is working! Keep going!" Dealing with feeling upset. The smart way to stop for a bit and start again. There will surely be days when you feel stuck, when words don't come out easily, when you feel like you're not getting better, or when you just feel too much. This happens to every single person learning a language. On these days, don't push too hard. Don't be hard on yourself or start thinking bad thoughts. Instead, take a smart break. Step away from active studying for a little while. Listen to some English music you truly love. Watch a favorite English movie with English words on the screen, just for comfort, or simply look over some easy words that make you feel comfortable and confident. Come back to active speaking practice when you feel fresh, full of energy again, and ready to try again. Remember, small problems are part of the process, not a sign of failure. They are simply times to breathe, think, and then start again with new purpose. Find a language partner. The power of talking with others. While you can learn a lot by yourself through studying alone, having someone to talk to in the language can be very helpful for real-time practice. This doesn't mean you need to find someone who speaks English from birth right away. You can practice with another English learner at your level or even a bit better. You can help each other, encourage each other, and have real, unplanned talks. There are many websites and apps made for language exchange where you can find partners from all over the world. Even a weekly 30-minute video call can make a huge difference in how confident you feel speaking and how well you speak. The main thing is to find someone you feel comfortable with, someone who is patient, encouraging, and wants to learn together. This gives you a safe, real-world place to use what you are learning, Set real and clear goals. Your own map to speaking. Well, don't aim for unclear, too big goals like, I want to speak English perfectly in a month. Instead, set small, possible, and very clear goals. This gives you something real to work towards, lets you see your progress, and makes the whole journey feel less overwhelming. For example, this week, I will listen to an English podcast for at least 15 minutes every day, focusing on understanding the main idea. This month, I will have 3 simple talks in English with a friend or myself, focusing on telling about my daily routine and what I plan to do tomorrow. By the end of the next 3 months, I want to be able to confidently order food at a restaurant, ask for directions in a new place, and tell about a recent event in 3 to 5 sentences, all in English. By the end of the year, I want to be able to tell a 5-minute story about my favorite hobby, a recent trip, or a special memory from when I was a child, without stopping too much or changing words in my head. These clear, measurable goals let you see how you are doing, celebrate small wins, and change your approach as needed, keeping you motivated and on track. Use different kinds of English. Keep it fresh, interesting, and important to you. Don't just use one type of English input. The more different kinds of English you hear and read, the better you will understand, the more words you will know, and the more natural your English will become. Podcasts. Very good for listening without trying too hard while you are going to work, doing chores, or exercising. Find topics you truly enjoy, whether it's true crime, funny stories, news, or science. Movies and TV shows. Start with English words on the screen, then try watching without them. Pay attention to how people talk naturally, common sayings, informal words, and cultural ways. Watch your favorite parts again to catch more details. Music. Listen to English songs, look up the words, and sing along. Music is a fantastic way to learn rhythm, how words sound, and how to say them in a fun, interesting way. It also helps you remember words better. Books and articles. Start with simple books made for learners, then move to articles about your hobbies, news stories, or even simple stories. Reading helps you learn more words, makes you understand how sentences are built, and reinforces grammar naturally. YouTube channels. Find channels that talk about things you are interested in, from cooking lessons to tech reviews, travel videos, or learning content, all in English. This gives you real, natural English talk. Audiobooks. If you like reading, try listening to audiobooks. This combines reading with listening practice and lets you hear different ways of speaking and accents. The more you hear and see English in different ways, through different things, the more naturally your brain will take it in, making connections and helping you speak well from all sides. Your journey continues. Live English and use your voice. My wonderful students, we've talked about so much today, haven't we? We've talked about the deep power of how you think, the magic of making your own English bubble right where you are, the art of making your words clear and confident, and the pure joy of speaking well through real talks, and the amazing power of telling stories. We've even touched on how to keep your motivation strong by doing things regularly, celebrating your small wins, getting past those times when you feel stuck, and using different ways to learn. Let me remind you, one last time, of something very powerful and truly real. English is not hard. It is a language, a beautiful tool, like any other, made for people to connect, to share feelings, and to understand each other. The only things truly stopping you are fear and stopping yourself. But now, you have the knowledge, the ways, and the encouragement to get over both of these. You have the map. Now it's time to walk the path. If you want to do well in life, in whatever way you think of doing well, learning English will surely open thousands of doors for you. It will help you get better jobs, giving you chances all over the world and making your work life bigger. It will let you travel the world with confidence, truly connecting with people, seeing new cultures, and making memories you will never forget, without language stopping you. It will let you make friends from other countries, making your view of the world bigger, making you think in new ways, and making your life richer in ways you can't even imagine yet. And it will open up a deeper, more real understanding of movies, books, music, and culture in their original form, letting you truly enjoy them. But more than all these useful, real benefits, and maybe most importantly, it will make you feel confident, independent, and incredibly strong. It's a skill that builds your self-respect and makes your world bigger and easier to reach. So, please, never stop learning. Never give up on yourself. Even if some days feel hard, even if you stumble over words, even if a voice tells you that you are not good enough, never ever give up. You have already come so far just by being here, by listening to this podcast, and by taking these ideas to heart. And I believe in you with all my heart, just like I believed in Lena, and just like I learned to believe in myself. Your journey is special, but your ability is endless. Now it's time to act. Go out there and practice. Speak, listen, think in English every single day. Make it a part of your life, a natural, happy habit. And remember this very important truth, this guiding idea. Mistakes don't matter. Effort matters. Your willingness to try, to stumble, to get back up, to learn from every experience, that is what truly counts. This is not the end of a lesson. This is the wonderful, exciting start of your journey to speaking English well. Keep learning, keep growing, and I promise you, with regular effort and a positive spirit, one day you will speak English like a true expert, with confidence and ease. Let's do this together. I am with you on this journey, cheering you on every step of the way, and I will always support you. Now, go out there and start thinking, speaking, and living in English. You absolutely can do it.